everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And today we have a really special episode. We're taking a passport into fun times. That's what this podcast is going to give you. You can't travel, so we're traveling for you through Hallmark. It's very exciting. And we are going to be doing a preview of Passport to Love. We're going to be ranking our top 10 Hallmark European destination movies. And I'm film critic Rachel Wagner. Terry's here.
Hi.
But yeah, what do you think, Terry, of them having this new theme, Passport to Love?
I like it because I vacation vicariously through these type of movies because I'll never go to half the places they go. But I like it because it's just, for Hallmark in particular, it's not just a location in Canada that we've seen 100 times, which is beautiful and it's fine. But if I see that one house that all rich people live in, apparently, or mansions or whatever that they use in Canada.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you can get drunk if you're watching, enough. But if you play a drinking game.
Purple Darrow house, that thing has been in a lot.
And that big house too. It was in I know they used it in the Gilded Age, and they also, I can't remember what recent movie, but it was in the show Arrow as his house, and I was like, does anybody live in this house? Because they always film in it. So I don't know. I don't think so. But
yeah, I don't think
it's amazing. So I love when they just go explore new places, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm pretty hit and miss. It was a little bit of a struggle for me to go this
list.
No,
it's true.
I think sometimes they lean too much into the destination and forget to tell a good story.
That. So I appreciate that. Just put some nice aerial shots and location shots. I don't care about the story. Sometimes it's too much story. You go to a beautiful place and they're in a room for the whole entire movie. And I'm like, you're not using this right.
Yeah. No, I mean, and it just feels like, okay, I can watch a clip reel of this place on YouTube, in 5 minutes. What's the story? Like, what's going on? But there's an interesting little lineup that they have for this Passport to Love. And so we're going to do a little preview first, because we didn't do this when we did our spring Into Love recap. We did a preview and it was just the May movies because that's all they'd announced. So we're going to do this, and it's going to be 1 to 4 stamps in your passport, your excitement level, right? Okay. So we have for Love and Honey, this is beekeeper Eva uncovers an ancient fresco while rescuing a hive. Austin, a visiting archaeologist, thinks it's key to his research, so he persuades Ava to help him on his quest to Malta. And this stars Andrew Walker and Margaret Clooney. What is your thoughts of this?
Boy, I wish I'd seen the trailer, because this synopsis is wild. Like, what do you mean ancient?
She's a beekeeper. Ancient fresco.
Oh my gosh, this is insanity. Just reading this, it's probably not at all going to be like this either. I do love Malta, and they've done a couple of films there, and it always looks so pretty.
Dancing Detective.
Exactly, and that was a good use of story and scenery, so to speak. Boy, I don't know. I'm going to give this 3 just because the synopsis is wild to me right now. It's wild. Like, I'm reading over this. This is wild.
It's wild, but it also sounds kind of boring to me.
Oh my gosh. It's just like, I hope
the archaeologist and beekeeper and whatever, like,
what a combo.
Rescuing the hive, the quest. I don't know. It sounds like could be really boring, and maybe it's just whiplash from how much I disliked his Safari movie. I don't know.
Oh boy. But what a bummer that was. I wish I could forget that movie, but it's ingrained in my memory.
So bad.
I'm hopeful for this one.
I love Andrew Walker as a human, but I don't love all of his choices that he makes for Hallmark. He has a lot of misses for me, and I don't know this actress at all. Let's see if
this might be her first Hallmark movie, right?
Let me see if it says the writer on IMDb anywhere. Let me see. Writer, okay. So the writer has done mostly mysteries. She did the Legend of the Lost Locket, was a little boring. And a bunch of the Haley Deans.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that's interesting.
Oh, apparently this actress was in Victoria, but I don't remember her.
I love
That's a
Victoria.
Oh, I did not like that
You
that TV show. I know
didn't like
it was.
Victoria?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I loved it so
I
much.
know it's weird. It
They
is
had
weird.
such good chemistry, I thought.
Yeah, but she annoyed me. I guess her
But I
choices.
think Victoria was legitimately annoying in real life. She was a
No, for
diva. She didn't
sure.
get
For
along with like
sure.
almost all her children. She was like horrible.
No, no, I know this for sure. So I guess she did her part, but like I just couldn't get into the show. It's horrible.
That's funny. I loved it.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, yeah,
Also, will she be British in this? That's another.
that's a good
Or is she gonna,
question.
or will she
God,
have
we
an
didn't get
accent?
any there's not
Yeah,
a
no, there's a
trailer, is it?
trailer out there. I should pause this and watch the trailer.
Oh, let me see. Oh, there is a preview.
Oh. Well,
Okay, she does have a
mine's still
British
loading. Oh my God.
accent.
How long does this take to load, people? On my end. Stupid commercial. Why am I watching it on the website? I just should have pulled it up on YouTube. No. And I gotta watch commercials now. Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Some of
Oh,
the they're like in a cave at a point, and there's like a
oh,
treasure
all right.
map.
So Malta
Like,
looks beautiful. He's wearing glasses. Oh boy. Oh, he looks kind of
yeah,
cute in glasses.
he is kind
Look
of
how
cute in
beautiful those
glasses.
shots are. Okay, so she does have an accent. Kudos. Ooh, they looks like they're in a cave. A lot of outside walking. The bees look CGI'd nice, so there's that. All
Yeah,
right, this doesn't look too bad, but
yeah,
listen, guys. Okay, it's still stage 3. Andrew Walker's got glasses on in that one. He looks kind of nerdy. I'm okay.
yeah. I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
Okay, yeah, that sounds
Two and a half.
totally reasonable. Totally reasonable.
All
Our live
right.
reactions to this.
Yeah, to the trailer. Okay, so then we have on the 8th, we have Savoring Paris, and this is stars Bethany Joy Lenz and Stanley Weber. And it's disillusioned with her life. Ella embarks on a soul searching journey to Paris where she navigates love, self discovery, and cheese amidst the
Ooh,
enchanting backdrop of the city of love.
well, can't go wrong with cheese.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Let's see here. This
Pretty
is
basic.
directed. Doesn't why doesn't it have the director? That's
I
weird.
hate when they don't pull all this stuff on. They probably don't
Hold
have
on
it.
with the IMDb.
Well, actually, sometimes these things come out last minute. We don't know who's directing what or writing
Yeah, it
what.
doesn't have the director, but it is written by Joa Botkin, who has done some really good stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like Miss Christmas. But she also did like Never Been Kissed and Love's Great to Me. But then I love Midlife Crisis, so and I
Oh,
love her
I
pen
love Midlife
pal.
Crisis. Yeah.
So
Ooh. She's done good ones.
she's done some really good ones. So that's encouraging.
I am cheating right
Um,
now, Rachel, while you're speaking and watching this trailer. There are some fashion choices,
oh, let me watch. I'll watch
particular
too.
one, but
We
she's eating a lot of cheese. So,
folks,
mm,
we're making this up as we go. This
we
is like live
apologize.
podcasting.
It's
Okay,
kind
I'm
of a
watching
little
the
cheat. We should
trailer.
have watched this beforehand. So. But yeah, she's eating lots of cheese in this, so that's a plus because I love cheese. And European cheese is better than American cheese for sure.
Oh, I like this guy. Looks
Yeah,
cute.
oh my gosh. I know he is kind of smoldering there. Look at him sitting over there.
Oh, the guy's the cheese guy. He's like a
Ooh,
cheesemonger.
yeah. Mm.
But there's two
Two
guys.
guys, so this like little love triangle possibly. Look at him just sitting there all hot on the bench.
Oh, this
Oh
looks
yeah, definitely a
good.
triangle. This looks good. Look at him. He looks so sexy cutting that cheese. This dress, though, you seen that? That's a questionable.
Yeah, well, at least it won't be as bad as her Billmore dress. I think it was horrible.
I was fine in the moment, but the more I think about it, I agree with you.
And it
I think
didn't fit her well. That was the biggest problem.
no.
It needed to be moved up on her bust.
Mm.
It looked
Yeah, it was a little
terrible.
low, yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
Actually,
bad.
this looks pretty good.
But this looks really good. I'm
Good.
giving it.
Yes.
It sounded a little like the description sounded really bland, so I'm glad I just
Right.
watched that
There's
trailer.
no, it sounds very predictable, like the other type of movies, like
Yeah,
you know what to expect. But yeah, no mention of a possible triangle here
yeah.
with two hot guys, which is a plus.
So I give this a 4 stamps.
I
This looked
agree with you. This
really
is
good.
definitely a four.
That was a very good trailer. Okay,
Totally.
so then we have Greek Recipe for Romance. The stars Danielle C. Ryan and Raphael Karatakis. After a recent setback, Abby heads to Greece to visit her mom and decide what's next. While there, she meets Theo and they team up to open a restaurant. But will Abby be able to stay? That seems like a
Hmm.
big jump from I'm on vacation to I'm opening a restaurant, but I guess it's Hallmark.
But will she stay?
Yeah, will she
Hmm.
stay? This is
Oh, I
directed by
witness.
Colin Thays and writers Mandy Bagot, Keith Hemstreet, Katie Kerr, and
I believe this one's based on a book.
oh, that's always good. Or
I think
that's
I'm pretty sure I've
maybe a
heard of this
good
book. I
sign.
haven't read it, but I do think it is based on a book. And I love Greece, and it looks like they are using
Yeah, it
a
looks like we
Greek
don't have a
actor.
trailer for
Yes,
that yet.
yeah, they're using a Greek actor, which is nice. So they're local talent, so to,
Uh-huh.
in an easy way to say.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah, these are newcomers to Hallmark, right? I don't think I've seen her before.
yeah, it doesn't sound familiar. Danielle C. Ryan. Let's see what else she's done.
Oh, she's from Utah, I think. It says right here.
Ah.
Oh no, she was California, but moved to Utah. So
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, she was in Little Secrets. I love Little Secrets. And she was a little when she was young. And Minor Details. I love that
Oh, okay. So
too.
I think yeah, I recognize her face. I think she is new to Hallmark. This is nice.
She went
We are getting some new faces this year, though.
she was in the Amish movie for one of the Amish movies for Up
Hold on a minute.
TV.
The dude was in the Amish movie, and now I gotta read this.
Love finds you in charm. Yeah, that was on Up TV.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Who was he in that? He couldn't have been something very because I love that movie and I
And
don't
Runaway
remember him.
Romance. She was in that. I love
Oh,
that.
she was in that. I thought you were talking about him. I was like, wait, I don't remember him in that. Oh,
No,
wait a
she
minute.
was
Yes,
in.
she's
She was
older.
in
She's
both of the Amish
yes. I'm looking
movies.
at her picture right now. Yeah, she is the lead in. Oh, have you ever seen Finding Love in Charm? It's adorable.
You know what's really funny is that
Adorable.
when we do these previews normally, I'm not kidding. It probably takes me an hour meticulously putting together the
And we're just
spreadsheet with
flying by
all
the
the
seat of our
information.
pants.
And here we're just like, oh, let's just watch the trailer.
There's no trailer for this one, unfortunately, but we're
No
fine.
trailer
Oh
for this
yeah, I'm
one.
actually looking at a picture. Yeah, she was the lead. Finding Love and Charm is absolutely
Yeah.
charming. It's so sweet of a
Yes.
movie.
Oh,
Um,
I Runaway Romance is good too. I like both those. This
yeah,
guy's hot. It looks like this is his first movie.
Rachel, he's Greek. How is he not hot? Can we just be honest here? Come on. Of course he is. Look at him.
That's enough for me.
Well, hello, sweetheart.
Sign
Okay.
me up.
Um, plot
I,
wise, I don't know how this is gonna be. It's
yeah, I feel like it could get kind of lost in the weeds of this restaurant, which I could care
right.
less about the
She's
restaurant.
definitely gonna I mean, so is he running it or is he a cook? Oh no, they team up to open a restaurant, so maybe they're both cooks.
Sounds
Oh
like
my.
it. Yeah.
And her mom lives there full time. How is she not gonna end up falling in love and moving there and
Yeah, of
having a
course she
beautiful
is.
restaurant? Who cares? These are beautiful
This
people
is
in a
like
beautiful
this
setting.
this is like
Yeah, right.
Donna's origin story. Mamma Mia.
Oh yes.
We got to the island.
Oh, Marina
Uh,
Sirtis is in it. Oh no, I'm sorry, my bad. I accidentally went into the Love is Greeks to me aisle, and I was like, she's in another one? My bad. I misread.
all
Apologies.
right. Last, well, so I
Okay.
give this one.
I'd
I
give
give
it two
it
and a
a
half.
2.5. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Just for pure hotness alone, and the fact I like
Yes.
Danielle. She's really fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we have Two Scoops of Italy, starring Hunter King and Michael. It stars Hunter King and Michael Rosilio, and I'm really excited about this because when we had Hunter on, we had this whole long conversation about how she had to make a movie in Italy,
Hmm.
how that needed to happen, and I mean, we pitched the Hallmark take on Taming of the Shrew. it,
Oh
with
yes,
her
that would have been.
with her and Rhiannon, which
Hmm.
they should still absolutely still make. That would be amazing.
Totally.
But, but this is a pretty close. Like she got to make her movie in Italy. It's very exciting.
It's
But
very
it's
exciting.
Yeah, when an American chef travels to a quaint village in Italy for inspiration, she falls in love with the flavors, culture, gelato, and the Italian gentleman who helps her discover it all.
Hmm. You had me at
Yeah.
gelato.
Yeah. And this is directed by Roger M. Bob and writers Nicole Baxter, Eric Brooks, and Abdi Nazemian. And I have to say, Nicole Baxter is without a doubt the most inconsistent of the Hallmark writers. She has
It's
some
true.
I absolutely love, like Presence of Love, and then
Yeah.
ones that were total misses, like Aloha Heart was so bad. So she's very inconsistent in my opinion. So we don't know what to expect that way, but it sounds fun. It sounds
Sounds fun.
escapist.
There's no trailer. I am going through the photos right now. There's a lot of pictures of them riding bicycles, so we know they're getting out and about,
That's good.
and they're at a festival
Uh-huh.
eating gelato. There's a lot of walking, which like did you ever see the Equalizer 3, Rachel? They're in that beautiful thing, and he has to walk all them steps. My sister and I goes, if we lived in Europe, we'd be thin
Which
because of
movie?
all the walking we'd have to do, like in these older cities. You can't be, sloppy or like lazy in these European towns. So there's a
It's
lot of
true.
walking, a lot of bike
What
riding. They
movie are
look
you
very
talking about?
fit. Oh, the Equalizer 3,
Oh,
when he's hiding out in that town, and it's
right.
beautiful, in the coast of. Now I can't remember which
That's
country it
another
was.
movie made in Italy last
Yes,
year.
yes, it
It
was
was
Italy,
like
like beautiful, but
insane.
those long steps, and and there's a funny thing because we're seeing like these older, like the extras, like they're older people walking up and down these steps like there's nothing. And my sister and
Yeah,
I was like, we need to move overseas to like get in shape and live long lives because we're just
it's
slouching
true.
away up in here.
They
But
do
yeah,
walk more,
so
and they
it
do,
looks
and it's just part of like city living as well.
city
Like
living,
you know,
absolutely. It's
you
like
go to New York City and you walk a lot, and
exactly.
it's
You don't
easy to get
even
your
know how
steps
much.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But there's lots of beautiful scenery in these
yeah.
pictures. So they're
This looks
outside a
really
lot.
fun,
So
and he looks
yeah.
super hunky, and I like Hunter, and
Does he
yeah,
look a
that's an
little too old for her? Well, Hunter King has a very youthful look, so maybe I'm
yeah,
not
that's
being very
true.
fair in that aspect. She is
Let me
forever
see.
youthful glow.
He looks too. I think they look pretty
No, it'll
well
probably work. Pictures. I
matched.
got to see it in motion. Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm going to be optimistic on this one, especially since we
I will
predicted it.
as
I feel
well.
like we birthed this into existence. May not be
We
our
did. Yeah,
dream,
you
maybe
did.
of the shrew, but it's pretty close.
Oh, look at this. She's
So
got two. This is a. I'm positing this is going to be three for me because she's got two scoops on this gelato in this picture. So she's going
so
full hog wild on this
yeah,
ice cream.
so I'm going
So
to be
all right.
optimistic and give this 4.
Okay, I'm going three. I'm going to play it safe, but I'm super excited.
Well, let us
Oh, look at
know
him on this
what.
bike. He looks pretty hot. I'm sorry.
No, he does look hot.
Look at him on this bike. He's posing too, like he's on
Yeah.
the cover of a GQ model. I love
Yeah.
this. Okay.
Well, let us know what you think of this Passport to Love and how many stamps you would give each of these movies. And if you like this more like casual, we're just chatting about the movies, watching the trailers
Flying
when
at
we
the
talk.
seat of our pants. Yeah, so this is the most unprepared I've been for anything. So
Sorry,
I am
sometimes it's
sorry.
just that's the way it is, we do the best we can. We'd like to take a second from this episode of the podcast to celebrate our sponsor of this episode, and that is the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast?
Do you want an inside scoop into what happens on the podcast?
Do you want early access to episodes and loads of cool perks?
Now is the time to become a patron of Hallmarkies podcast.
By becoming a patron, you get to access our patron Facebook group.
You can request episodes or even be a guest on the podcast.
And most importantly, any patron can join our monthly movie watch-alongs with stars like Paul Campbell, Natalie Hall, and more.
It's as low as $2 a month to join in and become a special part of the Hallmarkies family.
Please consider, and we will love you forever.
Go to patreon.com/hallmarkies.
That's patreon.com/hallmarkies.
Now we are going to talk about our top 10 European Hallmark travel movies. And we should say, to clarify at the beginning,
Oh boy.
Terry was a bit of a stickler when it comes
I was very much so.
because when I had originally made my list, I had Somerville on the list because it is set in Paris, in France, whatever, but it's filmed in Montreal.
It's a fraud, Rachel. They're filming in that exact same house that I was just talking about earlier. It's a fraud.
They all speak French. I mean, come on.
They were not speaking French with bad accents.
So that's why Somerville is not on this list.
Yes, I was being amazed.
But it would be high. High.
Well, you could have added that, Rachel. I said it was for me. My rules were it couldn't be a fake country because a lot of times they go to Ireland and Budapest, Romania, and they film like for these royal countries and they're made up.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I said let's keep it real, like it's like a real place.
Yeah, like we talked about like the Royal Winter or some of these movies that's like a fake country.
Yeah,
that would account. But we didn't count it. So these are the top 10 European Hallmark destination movies actually filmed in Europe. So this is gonna be fun. All right. We'll have our bonus 2 that will be for the patrons. So our number 11 and 12, and we've been doing that now with these ranking episodes. So if you want to hear more of our thoughts on these movies, then you should sign up for the Patreon because it's really fun and you can be part of watch-alongs. And this month we are going to have Wendy Stewart, who wrote Well Suited for Christmas, which is one of the best ever, in my opinion, is great. And so that'll be super fun. And she's done a bunch of other stuff. So it'll be great to talk with her and get the behind the scenes and what goes into making these movies. So that's the kind of experiences you get to be a patron, and any member of the Patreon, any level, can join those experiences. And like last week, we did the ranking of Becky's favorites. You can do that. So it's just really fun. So check out the Patreon, especially for that bonus episode. But what do you have at number 10?
I have Unthinkably Good Things, which was the first Mahogany movie. I ended up really enjoying this one. I thought they did a lot with sightseeing, and also the story for these 3 women, all in various parts of their life, trying to, find love or start afresh, career-wise and whatnot. But I don't know, I just bought these women as friends. I bought her, her living in Italy as a teacher and just falling in love and being afraid. I thought it was everybody looks so fabulous in this movie too. I just think they hit it out of the park with this one for Mahogany, and it's probably their best. And then of course the teacher one too is pretty good. Yeah, but they hit it out of the park. Yeah,
those were I think those were the first 2. Then it went downhill from there.
I was so excited when I saw this. I was so excited when I saw the trailers. I was excited for this, and because when we're doing these abroad, like these Europe movies, it's we don't have a lot of people of color or any type of ethnicity, and these are like 3 strong Black women in Italy, and it's like because they live, they travel too. People of color travel as well. It's I hate to say it that way because it sounds so crude to put it that way, but it's true. Like people travel. We don't have like one set.
Sure.
So it was totally nice to see. I really enjoyed this one. It's a strong cast, and I keep hoping that Mahogany will like go back to this. And I think the Sense and Sensibility take was a good step in Mahogany's direction.
I worry though. I think we talked about we talked about me and Bree that I worry that it's done. I don't think
I do actually. I worry that I do, and I do think that this is. I think these type of films are important and good to do in Hallmark because the Hallmark audience is vast, and it and I hope that they continue it. We haven't had another one since the Sense and Sensibility, but I'm thinking that took a big chunk of the budget, and maybe we'll get something for fall or Christmas, but I hope that they
Maybe.
continue it.
I mean, it took a big chunk and it bombed, so that doesn't help
I can't,
either.
it's the lowest rated for the Hallmark Channel this season so
Yeah.
far this
It
year.
bombed.
It's so sad.
It really did. Well, I have to admit I forgot about that one. I forgot it was set in Italy. Yeah, but it's a very good pick.
So charming.
My
And sexy
number
too at times. Riding
Yeah.
that bike.
my number 10 is Love on Iceland.
Okay. I had that slightly higher. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this one's real cute. Of course, we've got our Hallmark photographers. You always got to have lots of photographers.
Absolutely.
The side relationships, it was really cute. Fatty
Totally.
Mirren's always a delight. And Iceland never looked better.
Oh my gosh,
it was
so beautiful.
It was good with the escapism. It was a little boring, but I still overall thought it was cute.
But I think that
friendship about all these people being friends and meeting up again, and that's very appealing. After all these years,
sleep outside in that bubble with that see-through tent.
Would I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a hard time sleeping, period, so I probably wouldn't sleep well.
Same. I think I would do it too. At first I was like, nope. And I was like, yeah, no, maybe I would.
Yeah.
I could do once in life.
I think so. So yeah, this was just,
it's
like
adorable.
I mean,
I don't know if we'll ever get, because he's got a new show, they're very busy, but I would love to see the real life married couple be together.
I know.
In a Hallmark movie. They've never done that. They've been in Hallmark movies together, but never as a couple. I mean, come on, guys.
Why they did that. It's so strange, but it made for it still was a real cute movie.
I mean, they had to travel together there, so they were both available, right?
Yeah,
and the same thing with his Malta movie that he did too. Why weren't they together?
It makes you wonder, were they just not confident in people wanting her as a leading lady? But
she did so well in her Christmas movie.
Exactly. The year later, she did the In Merry Measure, or 2 years later.
Yes, that was,
And
that's the last time she's been in a Hallmark movie, I think.
Yeah. She hasn't been in one. Oh no, didn't she have a small role in one last year?
Maybe she did. I can't remember. She used to be a lead.
Yeah, she was in Mystic Christmas.
That's right. Yes.
Supporting role. But but yeah, I love her, and I love her in lead roles. Totally. And I mean, my ultimate fantasy is if they ever did the Hallmark musical. I mean, hello, Patty Mirren.
Right.
But
yes, Hallmark.
Both of them. You could have Colin and Patty both.
Oh, right. Yes,
they're
because he's currently now the new lead of one of them FBI shows, international, whatever. So they can do another international movie
amazing.
In Europe together. Come on, guys. They're perfect. They're so cute together.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. But this movie is adorable as well.
Yeah. And so what do you have at 9?
Actually, my 9, it is Love in Iceland.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Nice. I don't know why for a minute I thought it was 8. No, it's 9. I read my own handwriting. There's a strong friendship, and then they're rekindling their love, and yes, it's a photographer, but I don't know, it's just it works. It just works in the moment. Like, and they had great chemistry too. Caitlin Doubleday, I really like, and when she's good, she's good. I think this movie really worked in her favor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she's been bad.
No, even in like a movie that's not great, she's always good.
Like, I thought I was dreading that Christmas at Graceland, but it was good.
No, she was good. She was the best part of that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was cute. It was solid. And then the new Mrs. Miracle, that was like
I love that. I mean, I wish they would do another one.
Don't need to be as sad. Holy cow, but it was good. It was good. All right, number 9 for me is where I have A Heidelberg Holiday. And this was nice because she actually was there for a while. This is one of the only of these European movies or these destination movies where she was there for like 90 days, or it was a while.
She wasn't there for like a week or 3 days.
Yeah,
she worked.
She was selling her stuff, and when all her stuff gets destroyed, it's like devastating.
It's like devastating. I mean, first of all, the whole I can't afford this and I have to ship it this way.
Right.
Been there, You know, it's terrible. That stuff
Yeah.
comes messed up. That's the chance you take. And
Oh.
it's so sad. And such great chemistry too.
Yeah, they
And
had really nice chemistry, and
he was hot.
the relationship was allowed to just sort of bloom naturally.
Naturally. And
Yeah, and I loved his family.
yeah, the way they took her in, and also the Christmas market was
Yeah, they
just,
really captured the
they really
market
captured
well.
that really great. And like, okay, here they are making glass ornaments, glasswork sexy when it's really super hard work.
Right.
If you
Yeah.
ever watch any of those, like, go to YouTube, watch some videos. They have these guys making it. They're all wearing shorts and I mean, they all look rough. It ain't sexy.
Yeah,
These people are
it just
dressed to the
reminds me
nines, you
of
know.
our it reminds me of our friend Dory whenever she's like she was just like glass blowing is not sexy.
No, I know. They're banging with heavy tools to like churn that stuff, and it's never portrayed correctly on TV, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, those ornaments were also beautiful.
Yeah,
Which you
they
could
were.
buy somewhere, weren't they?
I don't think anybody would like pre-order them like they showed, but
I wouldn't trust it. I would think that was a
works.
fraud.
Yeah, exactly.
Just think about it. This American in this foreign country, in this my country,
Yeah.
she's a foreigner here, is
Yeah.
saying, "Yeah, trust me, they'll come." I don't know, you know.
But
It is very cute.
it worked way better than I thought it was going to. And I do have
Agree.
fond memories of this movie for the podcast, having an actual, not only a German guest, but a German Christmas podcaster guest. My friend Lasse Voigt came on, and I just thought that was such a good episode of the podcast. So if y'all missed that recap of Heidelberg Holiday, it was really fun to get a German perspective on the movie, and I know I really loved that recap, and so fond memories all around.
It is always a plus when they travel to another country and they use actors from that country.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's many times that they'll just have people with accents that don't belong there and get out of town, you know, and for whatever reason, production wise. But when you use again, a crude way to say it, local talent, but when you use actors who speak the language, who are from there, it's just so much more authentic and you believe it. You know, you can get more lost in the fantasy or fairy tale that they're presenting to you.
Yeah, that's true. It really is.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor of this episode of the podcast. New from Harpeth Road Press, we have Lindsay Gibson's new perfect beach read called Fly Away Summer. Chef Lana Kelly hopes she can acquire the inn her family lost, but when it goes up for sale, the inn is snapped up by Hunter Graham of Graham Property Development in New York City, who plans to transform it into an event venue. Lana isn't so thrilled about her new neighbor, but could this be a case of enemies turned to lovers? Pick up Fly Away Summer wherever you purchase books or use the affiliate link below. Find out more about Lindsay and all the terrific new books from Harpeth Road at harpethroad.com. That's harpethroad.com.
You have an 8.
I have A Pinch of Portugal. Now, I like this movie a little bit more than you do, Rachel, but I admit that I have it on my list because it's my people.
All right.
It's the first, it's okay. So, because they're in Lisbon.
Yeah.
And while we're not, my family is not from the mainland, we're from the islands, it still counts. But I love Heather Hemmons, and it was so nice to see sort of cultural aspects of my heritage, my, people, I'll say like that, in a Hallmark movie, which I had not seen before, or at least that I can recall.
Yeah, I didn't hate this movie.
I know, and like the love story is a little weak.
It just, they spent so much time on the other love story
which went nowhere. Again, an actual Portuguese actor that they used, so it was believable. But to hear them speak the language, to see the food, the towel work, all this stuff, it just meant a lot to me. Yeah. And I remember my sister and I being so excited while we watched it. So,
but I kind of joked this was Hallmark's version of Chris Hemsworth. He was hot.
Oh my gosh, yes.
He really was. Totally. I mean, they were both guys are hot.
But... Oh, and this is a little food porn too, because the way they did those dishes, everything looked delicious.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's so funny because when we were watching this movie and, they're buying the food and, the extras there, buy this. And we're like, hey, that looks like Titia. And, we're watching it
Yeah, I could totally. I think that makes a ton of
Yeah.
sense. So my number 8 is I have Christmas at Notting Hill.
Mm-hmm.
At number 8, and I really enjoyed this. I
So
thought
much
it
better
was
than I expected. Yeah.
yeah, it was a cute like dating the celebrity kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I liked everything with like the two sisters. I thought that was done pretty
That
well.
was yeah, really done well. And the fact she didn't know who he was because he played soccer.
Yeah, that was fun, and that
She
was like
just didn't
refreshing for
recognize him.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. The things with her dad I thought was pretty well done, and everything in the pantomime was fun. And that was
Oh,
another
totally.
fun memory of the podcast, getting to talk to having Michelle on for this episode and talking about talking about pantomime and the history. And so I learned a lot, and it was just fun to recap it with her. And yeah, so and
I
all
mean,
her
and they had
coats.
chemistry. First of all, when she first came there, she had one suitcase. One suitcase, Rachel. And every scene, I'm going to have to go back and maybe make a
9
screen cap of
coats,
this.
I believe.
9 coats it was. Okay,
Counted.
because I was like, I got to go back and count. How did she fit 9 coats in that one suitcase?
It was
You know, that
epic.
suitcase would have been super heavy too. And she's flinging it like it's nothing, because and I was like,
Yeah.
no way, no way. And the hats.
Yeah.
9 coats and 9 matching hats up there? No way.
Hats off to the costume designer. You went above and beyond.
Like, I'm thinking she went shopping. Like,
Yeah, giving us the coats. It was
that's
that
all
was
she packed, Rachel, coats,
yeah.
and then she just put on her sister's clothes.
Yeah.
I don't think she packed any pants or anything like that. Just coats. No way.
That's right.
It's amazing, guys.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was. What you have at 7?
I have Roman Love, which is adorable.
Yeah,
Italian
it's really
Ricci
good.
and Peter Porte have such good chemistry. I mean, Peter Porte is so good in this movie, so likable. And they're making a remake of
Roman Holiday.
Roman Holiday. I almost blanked on that, because she's a struggling actress and she gets cast in this to make the remake. And I love that aspect too, that it was like about making a movie and making such an iconic movie, a remake of it. And she's dealing with the fame and he's a reporter, and there's a lot of like quietly sexy moments in there, like them riding on the motorbike and walking about. And I don't know, I loved it. I just think he's so, I mean, for a reporter, he's just such a nice dude. He doesn't want to like get one up on her and report like anything. He's very protective of her, and he's a great neighbor to his elderly neighbors and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
also when he cooks dinner, it looks really good too.
Yeah.
He had a wonderful apartment, and you
love
did see
all of that, and you
Yeah.
really get to see lots of Rome.
Oh, totally. Like, yeah.
Their chemistry isn't like amazing, but other than that, I think it's really good. I think that it has a very good script, and it was not an easy task, this thing, because you don't want to just make it a copycat of Roman Holiday.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
But like, it was an homage, and I miss Topher Payne's scripts. He hasn't done one in a long time for Hallmark, and I miss it. Please come back.
I know. And the best
So
hiding
good.
a baby bump that they've done.
Agreed.
Because they really hid her baby bump so well.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a higher. I do really enjoy it. My number 7 is A Paris Proposal.
I have that higher on my list.
Okay.
I can't believe how much I enjoyed this movie, more than I ever thought. Yeah.
Agreed. I enjoyed it way more than I thought too.
Yeah.
Great chemistry, fun. The story, it's basically enemies to lovers, forced to work together, forced proximity. Their banter back and forth, it really worked. And
the fake engagement. Those are just classic tropes for like a rom-com. And
and the whole like, you lied to me was fine, because they both were lying. They both were, there wasn't like one person who was the innocent.
Right.
They both were equally yoked in the lie. So that made it work, I think, pretty good.
Totally.
And so I enjoyed it.
They had good chemistry. And I do think that the last couple of Hallmark movies that Alexa Penavega did, she's been really great in them.
Yeah.
They've really
she has had
her so well.
She has had a pretty good run. I liked Never Too Late to Celebrate. I liked Love in the Limelight. I liked Taking a Shot at Love. Pretty good.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, so she's had like a pretty decent run like towards the end and stuff, and they just like these roles like suit her, and I don't know, it's
Uh,
just and
I
her poor like I was dumped, and all this stuff. But like the fake relationship is great. I mean, the way they fall into this trap, it's like all this for work. This is a lot
uh-huh.
for a job,
It really is.
but it's
I
again
was willing to go with
questionable.
it.
Yeah, questionable
Yeah.
wardrobe choices for them party dresses, but aside from that,
But she
it
does
is
wear
delightful.
she does wear a Carrie outfit with the giant flower.
She does. That is true.
That is,
You
Carrie
have
wore that
to.
on
Apparently, that
Sex and the
is
City.
yes. That you must wear that in France, in Paris. It is a
Yeah.
law now.
It's like, oh.
It's very delightful. It is
Yeah.
better than what you imagine it to be.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies.
What do you have at 6?
I have The Presence of Love.
Okay, yeah, I have that higher.
Yeah. So, I
good.
just think Eloise Mumford is so good in this.
Oh,
And it's got Samantha Bond, who I've always loved. And I just think it's more than a romance for me, because I think the relationship she has with his daughter and with his
yeah.
mother and her friends and work and the new friends she develops.
The whole
is
thing with the dyslexia is so well
dyslexia, because she's
done.
a teacher, and just like a real
It's
concern, and not in a, well, you're doing it wrong, not in a judgmental way, just like trying to help out as best as she can. And I really do think her anxiety was portrayed well
yeah, I
in this
agree.
movie, because a lot of times they don't do anxiety well at all.
I
And
agree.
it's just, oh, and it was beautiful, beautiful country,
Yeah.
beautiful, sights to see, and the windmills and all that stuff is,
Yeah.
yeah.
My number 6 is Forever in My Heart. I think that
Mhm.
this one is kind of underrated. I really like it. I the second chance romance part of it. I like the side couples. They're really fun. Getting to see Italy. I think they have pretty decent chemistry. I just think this is like a really solid romantic comedy. Like, not just for Hallmark. I think it's like really solid.
Yeah, it is.
And so
Right, it's
I don't know.
cute,
I feel like
and
it's one that you never really hear talked about as like a really good
no,
one.
it's
But
it's
I
actually
really like it.
true. And they're fixing up that hotel for that
Yeah.
hotel movie, but it is sweet. They have good chemistry there, and it's nice.
Mhm. It's just like
But
a
you are right.
solid.
I think it has been a forgettable one. It's the same. They do so many movies. There's a lot of movies that just
Yeah, go under
disappear,
the
so to
radar.
speak. Yeah.
Well, what do you have at 5?
At 5 is where I have A Paris Proposal.
Okay.
Really
Yeah,
enjoyed that
good
one.
one. Yeah. My number 5 is Love, Romance, and Chocolate.
I have that also on my list. A little
Yeah.
higher.
Really great
Love this
chemistry.
one.
It's fun to see Bruges, a new city that we don't always see. All these sexy chocolate tempering.
I think they only
love
did
that.
one other movie there. I think that wasn't a royal movie. It was the one with the perfume with Victor Webster.
Was that in Bruges? I couldn't remember.
I think so. Yeah, it was definitely Bel. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was.
I can't
maybe I'm wrong.
remember.
Maybe it
I
was
know it was
Belgium.
in
I thought it
Europe.
was in Bruges.
It
I
could
thought
be.
it was in Bruges. Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah,
gosh. Making the chocolate.
I like that there's
Rachel.
I like the way they do the love triangle in this one. Like, it's just
Yes.
soapy enough to be fun, in my opinion.
But this is how you need to fall in love. You wear the crispest, nicest shirt you have to make chocolate with Will Kemp.
Right.
And then you just fan yourself watching. I can't believe how sexy they made that look,
And you just
Rachel.
have to like lean over each other, in
No, I
demonstrating the
couldn't. I
chocolate
was like, they
tempering.
did
Like,
this so well. Like I mentioned before, it's like a dance almost, and I was like, I can't believe how they got
let's
away with
get
this.
cozy. Let's lean over each
I
other.
rewound that and watched that twice. It was so nice.
Yeah, it
The
really
only
was.
downside to this is like poor Brittany Bristow popping her in, and with that fake accent. But this
Yeah,
is also like royal adjacent movie because they are making chocolate for the
it's
royals.
true.
So,
That's true. Yeah.
it's a quasi,
Yeah.
royal movie.
What do you have at 4?
Okay, this is not a romance movie. This is a war movie. I think I talked about this one before in the Hall of Fame ranking, but it's One
Oh.
Against the Wind
Oh.
from 1991. It stars Judy Davis, Sam Neill, and Kate Beckinsale plays Judy Davis's daughter. And it's set like in France, mostly European countries, but mostly in France. It's kind of based on a true story. World War II breaks out. Judy Davis is a British woman living in France, and she comes across Sam Neill, and she hides him because he's a British officer, and she starts working undercover, and she ends up getting caught by the Gestapo and sent to a concentration camp. It's like
Mm.
it's a bummer and it's a hopeful and it's exciting. And Kate Beckinsale dates a German soldier, and her mother's disgusted with it. And this is not available to stream anywhere, but I believe that you can watch it on YouTube. It's one of the old Hallmark Hall of Fames that are very hard to get for whatever reason because they
Huh.
don't have the rights to it. But it's good, and
I have
it's just
never
it's
heard of
what
that
you would
one.
think of. I believe I talked about, and I can't remember if I
Yeah.
had this
Or
on
I
my Hall of
forgot.
Fame list, but I think I did. But yeah, it's just like it's a classic. It's what you think of Hall of Fame. Top notch costumes, money, great cast. I mean, Judy Davis is always great.
Mm.
And if you like World War II movies, I hate to say it like that, but if you're like intrigued with that
Yeah.
spies and
I know what you mean.
the French Resistance, this is a watch for you.
Huh. Well, my number 4 is also a Hall of Fame movie, but more of a rom-com. It's I have
Love
Lovelocks
Locks, yeah.
at number 4. This is fun to also have a couple in real life, Rebecca
Right.
Romaine and Jerry
Hmm.
O'Connell. They had put their lock on the bridge, which I think is like not a thing anymore. I think it got too heavy or something. I feel
I do
like I
think they got
remember
rid of it or
hearing
started it
that.
over again, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, and but they had this moment years and years ago, and then she comes back and he happens to be there, and they reunite. And you also have her daughter who is experiencing Paris and love and stuff for the first time, so that's fun. And I don't know, I think it's a cute little movie.
It is. It's very cute. It's sweet. To me, this sounds terrible of me to say, but don't to me they always make a strange pair. Like, how did you fall in love in real life? But and it's terrible to say, and I don't mean anything by it, but like kudos to them because they've been married a long time now. But
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, and in some ways you get to see how that happened here because they have very good chemistry and the ease with which they act with one another. It's
I
very
mean, it's a
sweet.
miracle anybody gets together. Let's be real. It's
Yeah,
the likelihood of anybody
honestly,
finding each other is so small
it's so
that
small.
that
But
it's a
this is like a
miracle.
second chance romance that works. The
Yeah,
story,
I agree. So what do you have at 3?
I have another Hall of Fame movie. I have The Blackwater Lightship, which is set in Ireland, and it's about mothers and daughters as Gina McKee, Diane Wiest, Angela Lansbury.
Oh,
It's a very
see, I
touching
guess I didn't
drama.
think of those because it's not really a travel movie.
No, no, I guess not. But you're right on that. But it is set in Ireland. You're right.
Yeah.
It's not a travel movie, and I guess One Against the Wind isn't. Well, she is living in France. She travels to France in that one. But
I mean,
I
it's
felt
fine
like,
having our list. That's just why I didn't think of
yeah.
it.
Now that you mention it, but it was kind of hard to for me to like. I had to go way back on some of them because some of these travel movies aren't good. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just a sweet, well, it's drama filled tale, and I think this was high up on my Ireland movies and the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Well, my number 3 is Where I Have Roman Love. This is another one I think is very underappreciated, underrated. I feel like you never hear it talked about as one of the great non-Christmas movies, but in my opinion, it is. I think the script is very good, and it pays homage to Roman holiday, and you get to escape to Rome and see all the sights. And they're really fun, and I don't know, like the chemistry isn't amazing, but aside from that, I think it's really good. Very solid.
It's good. I just thought of something about the Blackwater Light Shop. They actually travel from one Irish town to another Irish town.
Okay.
I think we can include that.
Okay.
You can travel within Europe. Oh boy.
All right. Well, what do you have
on this one for me? Notice I bent the rules a little bit for myself. My 2 is Love, Romance, and Chocolate.
Yeah.
Simply because, they made that hot, guys. They did.
Yeah, they really did. Yeah.
And sure. Lacey Chabert and Will Kemp, may they always work together because they have lovely chemistry.
Yeah, agreed. My number 2 is where I have Her Pen Pal. Absolutely loved this movie. I loved the whole premise, the idea, this pen pal. She meets up with him again. Their banter back and forth was so fun. I even liked her friend who's getting married. I know she was a little high maintenance for some, but I don't know. I liked her. I thought she was funny enough that it made it work. And
she seemed more like the bridezilla than the bride.
Yeah, I mean,
working
she was
so
the
hard
planner
to make
and
that
everything.
perfect, to make that perfect wedding.
And I just thought this was so well executed. Like, I would recommend this to anybody who was open to rom-coms. Like, this would probably be on my short list of Hallmark movies that if somebody asked me for advice on, ones to start out on, I think this
definitely
would be pretty high for me. And this is draw book, and so she can do really amazing scripts.
It's my number 1. I loved it so much.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to get to it, but when I finally watched it, I was like, this is
so good. Yeah.
It's so good. You buy that romance. I mean, it's like pen pals. And then they, they meet up years later, and they're, they still have feelings for each other, and her crappy.
And when he thinks that she's going back to her old,
no,
it's the worst. You're like, no.
And I'm like, the whole time, like, I'm gonna try to sell this
manor,
this beautiful manor that I live in. I'm gonna try to sell. I was like, I said, drop everything, lady. Go live in that manor with that man. Come on.
You're right. Yeah.
You'll be happy.
Well, because he sees her getting kissed by the old boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like devastated. All of a sudden, he's not coming to the wedding. Oh, so good.
Oh, and you were like, no, go live in that beautiful manor and have beautiful babies. Yeah. You're going to be so happy.
Yeah, it's true. Well, my number 1 is The Presence of Love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. It's one of my all-time favorite Hallmark movies.
It is so much better than you think.
Yeah.
And
because it was on Movies and Mysteries at the time, and it was just kind of
lost in that shuffle, I think.
Yeah, nothing, no real publicity, nobody was buzzing about it. And I remember watching it and being like, what? This is amazing.
I know. Why was this on Movies and Mysteries? I think it's given on.
Well, it was that because 2022 and 2023 they were really trying to like push the dramas, and
now they're pushing those dramas as new movies on the Hallmark channel. Like, hey, because we know you didn't watch them.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a premiere, quote unquote, of this on Hallmark channel.
I believe it has given on the Hallmark channel already.
Oh, did they?
I don't know. But I bet you it airs.
It's so good. I love Julian Morris. He's been amazing in all of his Hallmark movies, as far as I'm concerned. Their chemistry is great. I love the whole scene at the train station at the end.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Don't leave. It's so good. And the only flaw I think with this movie is that I think the mom's a little over the top. Like, you just would never treat a stranger the way she treats. But I can forgive that.
There had to be some conflict. Oh, and her walking them cliff sides, and I'm like, girl, don't get too close. Don't get too close.
And everything with the little girl and the dyslexia and I just think this is great. I think
it is. It's another movie that if somebody hadn't ever watched a Hallmark movie, it would be that. I would choose this, Her Pen Pal, Round and Round, most definitely. The Hanukkah movie from last year, right? Yeah. Those are like the top 3 that I would recommend for someone who's never watched a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
And then I would ease them, and I was like, listen, you watch the best. I'm gonna ease you into like the regular, like. And it's always so puzzling, Rachel. The movies that have the most views, and you're like, are movies that feel very 2015-ish, early 2000s.
Yeah.
It's so puzzling, the Hallmark audience. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I had recommended a friend of mine who had never watched a Hallmark movie. Okay, I recommended 2 as the first ones for him. This, Presence of Love, and How to Fall in Love. Eric Mabius.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
I think both of those are really solid.
Right. Unfortunately, everybody likes to harp. There's a lot of great Hallmark movies, and everybody likes to harp on the ones that aren't that great.
Yeah,
for the joke. But there's a lot of great ones in there.
I believe I can convert anybody. I can find, like, unless somebody's just completely not open to rom-coms at all, then forget it. But if somebody is open to rom-coms, I believe I can find I'm like the Hallmark matchmaker. I believe I can find the one
I can find you your movie.
Yes.
And even they're just regular romance dramas are good too. If you needed a little bit more serious, you can find it.
Mm-hmm. So this one is great, and so I'm glad it made both of our lists. And so let us know what you think of these movies, European travel movies. Which ones are your favorite? Maybe there's ones we left off that you would have on your list. We'd love to hear in the comment section or on Twitter. Don't forget to join the Patreon and get that bonus episode. We'd love to see you there, and we sure appreciate that support. And Terry, where can people find you?
I am at Twitter at Flirty Heaven.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check that out. Also, make sure you're following the podcast, Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all of our social media. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That really, 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 really helps us a lot. And we sure appreciate it. And if you are listening on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that so much. And make sure to check out the merch store. We've got some new designs, including I Love Romcoms tees. So check that out. And thanks so much. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.